Good morning, boys and girls. I hope you're doing good today. Today we're going to talk about a book about a visitor for a bear. Now, we don't know who that visitor is yet, but we're going to find out here. And this was written by a woman by the name of Bonnie Becker. It's illustrated by Katie McDonald Denton. And the nice people who printed it out was a company called Candlewick Press. Okay, are you ready? All right, let's just see here. Says right here, it says no one ever came to Bear's house. It has always been that way, and Bear was quite sure he didn't like visitors. He even had a sign. See right there? It says no visitors allowed. So what happens? Well, here's the bear. He says one morning Bear heard a tap tap tapping on his front door. Now look at his place. Look at this. I bet you this is where he keeps all his honey. And look right here. Look at, you got little bitty honeybees right on this table like right there. So I bet you he's going to have some breakfast and maybe with some honey on it, okay? All right, so when he opens the door, there was a mouse. Look at him, little bitty guy right there. Small and gray and bright-eyed. He says, no visitors allowed, Bear said, pointing to the sign. There's the sign, go away. He closed the door and went back to the business of making his breakfast. So here's his little rest of his house right there. Okay, so he goes back. So he sets out one cup and one spoon. Okay, here's the cup and there's a spoon. And maybe he's probably going to get over here and get some tea. So when he opened the door, there was a mouse, small and gray and bright-eyed. No visitors allowed, Bear said, pointing to the sign. Go away. Well, he closed the door and went back to the business of making his breakfast. He set out one cup and one spoon. But when he opened the cupboard to get one bowl, here's the spoon and there's the cup. So what did he find in the cupboard? There was the mouse, small and gray and bright-eyed. Here he is right up there. See him? He's got the other stuff, but he was going to get a bowl, and that mouse is sitting right in that bowl. Oh, no. I told you to leave, cried Bear. Well, perhaps we could have just a spot of tea, said the mouse. Out, commanded the bear. Most sorry, said the mouse. I'll be going now. So here he goes, and he picks him up by the tail, and he tosses him out. Bear showed him to the door, and he shut it firmly, just like that. Then he went back to the business of making his breakfast. So look, he's got the teacup and he's got the spoon and he's got the bowl. All right. But when he opened the bread drawer for one slice of bread, what do you think he's going to find? There was the mouse again, small and gray and bright-eyed. There he is, standing right on the bread. And he scared that bear to death. So he's over here. And he's giving him the evil eye. Look at that. He doesn't want him in there. Unbelievable, rumbled the bear. Away with you, vamoose. Well, I do like a bit of cheese, said the mouse. But the bear pointed a rigid claw towards the door. Yes, then, here I go, said the mouse. Farewell. And the mouse went right back out the door. Okay. So, this time, the bear shut the door very firmly and locked it tight. He locked the windows, too, for good measure. See, right up here, so I close them there, and the door, he's got a key right there, and the little, right there. Okay. Then, once again, he went back to the business of making his breakfast. So what's he got? Well, he's got the spoon, and he's got the teacup, and he's got the bowl, and he's got the bread, so he's just about ready, right? So maybe he needs one more thing. But when he opened up the fridge to get one egg, what do you think he found? There was the mouse, small and gray and bright-eyed, of course. Begone, roared the bear. Look at, he is not very happy, is he? He's not very happy at all. And there's the little mouse right there sitting in the egg carton. Have you ever found a mouse in your egg carton? Well, I hope not. A crackling fire, ventured the mouse. This is impossible, intolerable, insufferable, cried the bear, shaking with anger and disbelief. There's little mouse, and look at that. He's just doesn't understand what's going on. Terribly sorry, murmured the mouse. Now you see me, now you don't, and I am gone. And the mouse looked very sorry indeed. See, he's kind of sad. Okay, so he waited for the bear to unbolt the door and to let him out again. This time, before he went back to the business of making his breakfast, Bear shut the door very well and firmly locked it again. And there he goes, locking it. And he boarded the window shut right there. And he even stopped up the chimney. And he even plugged the drain to the bathtub right there. Now, why would he put that in the bathtub? Do you think a mouse could come up that bathtub? Maybe tell your mom and see what she thinks. Carefully, the bear set about the business of making his breakfast. He opened the cupboard. No mouse. He opened the bread drawer. Nothing. Whew. He opened the fridge. It was mouse free, yes indeed. And he lifted the lid on the tea kettle. Uh-oh, what's going to happen now? Oh no, there was the mouse. Small and gray, and well, you know the rest. Bear fell on the floor and wept. He says, I give up, he blubbered. You win. I am undone. Look, he's crying right there. Oh, he's sad. So sorry, said the mouse, but perhaps if I could have just a bit of cheese and a cup of tea, and do you think that we could, just be unstoppable? The chimney and have a nice fire? Could we do all that? See, he's right here talking to him. So the bear blew his nose. Funny sound of nose, huh? With a loud honk. But then, you must go, he said. He says, no visitors allowed. He says, you have my word, said the mouse. So there they are, sitting right there. There's where he blowed his nose on there. Okay. But Bear unshuttered and unboarded the windows. See, he took those off. He unlocked the door. See, right there. He unstopped the chimney and everything, and he lit a little fire right there. And now he took the plug from the drain, and the little mouse is watching there. It was nice of him to do that. He brought out 2 plates of cheese and 2 teacups, and he made a crackling fire into the fireplace for the 2 sets of toes. Where are the toes? Well, there's one set of toes. Where's the other? There they are. He's sitting right there, and his toes are warming on the fire. They sat for a long while, and the clock in Bear's house ticked loudly. Where's the clock? You see it? Right there. There's the clock. Okay. Bear cleared his throat. The mouse looked most attentive. No one had ever been most attentive to the bear. The fire is nice, the bear announced. Lovely, said the mouse. No one had ever said the bear's fires were lovely. I can do a headstand, said the bear. Very impressive, said the mouse. Look at that. Can you do a headstand too? That looks fun. And look at the mouse. He's watching them. You think they're starting to become friends? Maybe. Okay. Then the bear told a joke, and the mouse laughed heartily. No one had ever laughed at Bear's jokes before. Bear began to think of another joke, and then the mouse set down his teacup, and Bear quickly lifted the teapot. There's plenty more, he said. He's right here. There's a little bitty teacup right there. So sorry, said the mouse. Most kind, but I must be on my way. He says, really? You don't need to go, said the bear. I am off, said the mouse, springing up from his chair. Wait, cried the bear. But the mouse stepped out the door. Toodaloo, said the mouse. See, this is where he's going, and he's waving bye to him. But I don't think the bear wants him to leave. What do you think? Don't go, wailed the bear, throwing his body across the path. But I gave you my word, said the mouse, pointing at no visitors sign right there. See, he's pointing right at the no visitors sign. Okay, but the bear threw his body across the path and didn't want him to go. "Oh, that!" cried the bear, pulling down the sign and tearing it up. "That's for salesmen, not for friends." But look, here he is, what he's doing. He's taking that sign down, and look how happy the mouse is. So now he knows that he's got a great big furry friend, doesn't he? "Not for friends?" asked the mouse, small and gray and bright-eyed. The bear nodded to the mouse, and the mouse's bright eyes glowed even brighter, and the bear smiled. And look what's happening. They're holding hands because they're friends. Isn't that nice? And so they went back in, and the bear said, "Do you like one lump or two?" said the bear, most politely. And the little mouse says, "I like two," said the mouse, and the bear agreed. And I believe they lived happily ever after. Thank you. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.